Hey, Nashies, welcome back to the Nashville podcast here at AFTERBUZZ TV. We are in season 6, episode 4, called That's My Story. I mean, we're bringing back the boy bands. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Tearing up my heart when I'm with you. But when we are apart, I feel it too. And no matter what I do, I feel the same. When I'm without you.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Hey, guys, welcome back to Nashville. We're fired up tonight. I mean, how can you not with the boy band going on tonight? I'm one of your JJ Jurgens. You can follow me at JJ Jurgens. And I have one co-host here tonight.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm Marisa Serafini. You can follow me everywhere at Serafini TV.
All right, well, since we got the music playing, let's go ahead and start out with the boy bands tonight.
So much tension. Where, I mean, we know this is the work of the steroids in Will. He's getting those rages. You can see it. He was very, I don't want to say attacking, but he was attacking everyone.
Yep.
Yeah, the roid rage.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, and we're just seeing his up and downs and just the quick to react. And then like last week had the, full on makeout session, but then couldn't have, was having issues. He's definitely starting to feel the effects of this. So, yeah, it's just too bad because, it's just like, they started out to be so fun, so I'm glad at least Deacon was there trying to help him get back to just having fun. And it, were you happy with how it ended up with their last show?
Oh, yes, because where it was leading up to with all these confrontations that they were having throughout the whole episode, you think, and I think I even said to you, I was like, this could not be good, but it actually turned out good, I'm glad. But it was just so not like Will to be so angry and so attacking of his friends and his co-workers, I guess you can say. I mean, they work together. But it was just so out of character for him, where I'm surprised that those two didn't question it, where Avery and Gunnar was like, what's up with him?
Yeah.
It's like they didn't question what was actually making him so angry.
Right. And especially since Gunnar did just see him with the needles last week, you think that might trigger some thoughts too.
Yeah,
like,
might connect the dots.
Yeah.
It didn't. Well, but also we know that Will lied, saying it was growth hormones, not steroids. But I think this action and this anger of Will's keeps happening, this rage, it's going to obviously flag some things within Gunnar, and Gunnar's going to figure it out eventually.
Yeah, we can talk in predictions too, but yeah, I don't see it going well for Will here. I think he's going to hit a bumpy road here pretty soon with all this. But I was at least glad that they didn't continue the argument into the next episode. I like that they pulled it together for the end and really had fun with the crowd and, gave us the song that we want.
Great song, Tearing Up My Heart, and sync. I was more a Backstreet Boys fan, so it's fine. But I did love the metaphor with Avery's chocolate and peanut butter.
Yeah.
Because it is revolutionary, you guys.
Oh,
it is.
And now I've been craving Reese's, the Trader Joe's peanut butter cups now ever since
so
these
good.
They're so
They're
freaking
best
good.
in the freezer.
I know.
I kid you
I
not.
know.
We digress. But it's so true.
Yeah.
It's very relatable. It's very understandable of what's going on with them, because Will is kind of angry right now and Gunnar's pretty solemn. So they do have to find that balance within each other, so it makes it work.
Yep, for sure. So we see one person who was a fan of boy bands was Jessie.
Jessie. She was so
tonight.
Painfully awkward. It was endearing.
Yep.
I liked how she was just integrated into that group, just via osmosis through Deacon. But it shows that she actually does enjoy, and she kind of does belong there in a way. Yes, it was awkward. She definitely stuck out like a sore thumb. But it wasn't annoying or anything.
Yeah.
She's just trying to hang out with the guys. It's fun.
I agree. Kind of fun to see her, able to do that, and for them to kind of be exploring their relationship, and
Well, she's in the circle now.
Yeah.
She's getting involved in their lives, which is showing that she's getting serious with Deacon.
And I like her and Deacon's communication now as well. I like that when they have awkward moments, or even now he was feeling like when the son Jake called him the rageaholic, you know, and it's like, oh, it's, you know, Deacon trying to, I like how she handled that when he was apologizing and feeling like, oh, you know, I am a good guy.
That's not who I am anymore.
Yeah.
I did like that because it shows that Deacon actually really cares about what she thinks of him. And I like he's making the effort to try and be honest. And he does face his past. He is well aware of what he used to do. So it shows their communication helps in a relationship. Yeah. And we definitely saw it in this episode.
Yeah, because of course you could think that could be something if her son is saying that, like if he's scared that, you know, Deacon might rage on him or do something like that. So it is a legitimate conversation that, you know, they would have. So I like that they just address it kind of head on and deal with it.
What are your thoughts of this Jake, the son? I don't know if I should like him or not. He's very conflicting.
Yeah, I agree. I still think, I know you guys said like a couple weeks ago that I think it was Violet, you know, thought she could see him doing something weird at some point during
very dark
the season.
As a school shooting.
Yeah, and I do still feel like I'm not completely on board with him. Like I'm not sure what he might do or how he might react to
or what he's capable of.
Yeah.
You can tell he's definitely a sullen teenager right now. And I think that goes with just being a teenager and the angsty, anger, hormone issues, whatever. But it shows that he's very judgmental. But he also did tell the audience, essentially, that his dad, you know, gives him a hard time. Yeah. And we know that, you know, Jesse's ex-husband was not the greatest. He could be verbally and physically abusive. So it just shows, it might show that Jake might also have an abusive anger side to him as well, that he could lash out in an unfortunate way. I don't trust him, and I don't like how Daphne is getting closer to him. It's a little too close.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I do worry that poor Daphne could get hurt again in some sort of way in the situation with this, but we shall see.
Yeah, the dissecting the frogs, that was interesting. I love dissecting frogs. It was fun. Biology's awesome. But just the whole situation of why Daphne even got involved with him, or like just trying to get to know him a little bit. It's like I see why she's trying to care and try to just learn about him. But it's like you shouldn't have to feel obligated to be friends with him if he's not wanting to be friends with you. Like she's trying too hard a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. But I do like that at least she could have gone the opposite, you know, and just like not wanted anything to do with them because of their parents. And so I think we saw a little bit of growth in her and still trying to reach out and build this relationship.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I like it. I don't trust him, though. I don't trust him. I don't know what he's capable of. Teenagers are the worst. They are. Yeah. They are.
All right, let's talk. Well, more teenagers we saw having problems. I'm gonna kill this word. Equine therapy.
Equine therapy. I love the storyline.
I love seeing the horses. I think horses are so amazing. So I'm really happy to see them in the episode. But
this was a great storyline for Scarlett. Finally, it's an interesting storyline where we're not hating on Scarlett. I think it's really good because there was a line where forgive me, I forget her name. The main owner, the place.
I forget it too.
She was talking about like horses are prey animals, and they're trained to be defensive and self-protective. I was like, that's Scarlett. She always is on the defense. She's always thinking someone's attacking her. I was like, she's exactly like a horse. That's probably why she wants to bond with the horses, because there's a connection there. There's a similarity. Like, this could actually be great for Scarlett right now.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, but she's good too at, like, you know, she has that sense to I think to read the animals well. She does read people and she understands people, you know, well. So I think she can sense the feelings that the horse is having. I mean, because it was awkward, difficult to watch. I mean, for me, I'm such a huge animal person, so to watch that girl painfully trying to get the horse to, you know, respond or react and hitting on the butt and doing different things, you know, I get more protective for the animals, you know, like, yeah, just don't treat them, you know. So I think for her, you know, she can see all that and you know, I think gets concerned by that too. But to watch I love what this therapy is doing, because to see the girl have her breakdown and then have the horse come and see what they're learning about each other, you know, I think is great, because there's so much we can learn from animals.
Right, exactly. It's just the real metaphor of sometimes you can't force a relationship. You have to just let it be on its own, and it will naturally come. When the girl finally broke down, the horse finally felt something for her, and finally, like, actually had a moment of connection, and I love that. It was beautifully executed in this episode, and I thought it was great. I loved how the owner made Scarlett, like, muck the stalls. It is humbling in a way. It's like you can't just ride the horses like most people think you can. You have to earn it. You have to actually work your way to get to that point where you can actually bond with these beautiful creatures.
Do you think that there's anything going to happen with what do you think's going on with the nephew?
Oh, for sure. I'm all for this. We don't know much about the nephew other than he's cute. But he also seems torn. He has a background, probably
issues, right?
some baggage. But in fairness, so does she. Scarlett had passed, so I think it could work. Is it too soon for her to be in another relationship? Probably.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind seeing where it goes. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think it could be good for her.
Yeah, especially if they're both healing together. Maybe not, okay, maybe they don't have to be in a relationship, but maybe they can go through the same thing together and in a way heal themselves.
I like that it just gives us somebody new too. You know, like it'll be fun to learn his story and fun to have her maybe having, you know, something else to talk about a little bit and having somebody else to interact with and deal with.
Yeah.
Kind of freshen things up a little bit here.
I agree, but I loved how Scarlett just like jumped right in and tried to save the horse from running away. It's like she does have a natural gift and connection with these horses, so something's happening. Self-reflection, healing, therapy. It's working for her. And that was only in like the first week she was there.
Yeah. Good growth for Scarlett.
Yes.
All right, well, somebody that we learned something new about tonight. Let's dive into talking about Juliette.
Ooh. This went dark.
It
went darker than I thought it was ever going to.
Yeah, we had predicted as we were watching that it was going to be that the uncle molested his own sister. But yeah, I think we were both surprised. Yeah, it does happen. And it was both surprised that it was actually Juliette.
Yeah, and I liked how they had to keep slowly going back to the same memory. Like, I think we went back to this memory 3 times just in this episode. But it is kind of true to childhood trauma or just trauma in general. Sometimes your memory is so traumatized, it changes how you actually went through it. And like growing up and reflecting on those things, emotions change, your memory changes. It gets disjointed and you don't remember it clearly as it actually happened. So it's actually very believable that she wouldn't remember the abuse actually happened to her. It was construed and misconstrued in different ways.
Yeah, with her being so young, and then of course it's going to be something she's going to suppress out of protecting herself, because like she said later on, we find out that that wasn't just the one time. It happened numerous times, because she said she always took her to her favorite restaurant like afterwards, and you know, so we learned that this is a pattern that was going on for we don't know how long, but
right. Yeah, and it's terrible knowing that the mother knew. Yeah, and did. Well, we can at least assume from what they showed us, and like the mother was very well aware of the situation, but did nothing about it. Yeah, only consoled afterwards.
Yeah, and actually very creepy the way they showed it as well, because it was almost like, to me, I asked you, I'm like, wait, they said uncle, right? Because it's like he's sitting there and they're like, she's dancing for him, you know, and
in
then
a
she brings
predatory
her
way.
over. Right, like it's just strange for brother and sister, that dynamic. So yeah, so. For her to be encouraging her daughter dancing there with her, and like, it's.
But we've realized it's not actually dancing; it's actually in a bedroom instead. It's like the memory changed, because that's what she was actually remembering. The actual true event was like it wasn't standing and dancing in front of the uncle; it was actually, being attacked by them.
I thought they started there, did they not?
I think they did start there, but I think it's like, I think that the second time we went back to the memory, it was just her remembering. It's like, no, I'm the one.
Yes, for sure, yeah.
And that was a horrible realization. Watching him, like, oh crap, it happened to her. The sexual abuse happened to her, and it's terrible. And then she was a child back then, helpless, completely helpless. It's sick, and it's sad it happens in the world.
How do you feel about the way it was? They came about getting the information, like the whole witnessing situation, because it was with the candles and everybody around.
It was very extreme, and it played off of the idea that everyone still thinks it's a cult. But it's going to make you question it, but we still got the end result that we needed, despite if the means were not the most ideal for people. I still think positive about this place. Yeah, it's culty in certain circumstances, but we got results out of Juliette.
Yeah.
We found out something about her character that we haven't in the last 6 seasons. So something's happening. There's something's working.
Yeah, I'm torn on this because I think a lot of things that they're talking about are wonderful and great. Even like when we see the first kind of argument with, not argument, but tension with Avery, when they're saying about some of the things she's reading in the book, and then he's disagreeing with, that he couldn't have been the basketball player or whatever. Like, I totally understood where Juliette was coming from with what she was saying in that conversation. So I think there's a lot of good about saying, like, but what if I don't want to be that person that I was? I want to, like, let go. And I think there is. I mean, there is something about being so stuck in, like, getting bogged down by who you were or parts of your life that you didn't like. And if you keep letting yourself do that, you're never going to change your patterns, and you're never going to. So I got that she's like, no, I want to be able to let that go and become a new me who is nice to people, who doesn't have the reactions that Juliette has had over years. But I am torn on that. It's feeling very cultish to me. And I think, I still feel like there's a way to get some of these results without bringing out some of the.
It's like you didn't need candles. You didn't need to put her on a slab like a sacrificial lamb. That, like, just production-wise, it looked very contrived in a sense. But I still like the results that we're getting out of Juliette after all of these sessions she's having. We're learning more and more about her character, and she's learning more about herself too. She's actually actively changing her ways, so something's happening. Even if it is, call it a cult, something's happening.
Yeah, I do agree, but I feel like I'm scared for where it's going to go. I feel like we're getting some good things, but I feel like when is that going to take over too much of her life and, maybe cost her Avery or cost her, who knows what else. I don't know. I just am still a little hesitant about where this is going to go.
What are your thoughts on Avery, though? Like, I mean, he's voicing his concerns to Deacon, but what are your thoughts on Avery still not enjoying this program for her?
I can totally understand where he's coming from, and especially, like he said, he had a friend who he witnessed, go through being sucked into a cult. And I do think that what he's saying, he's never seen Juliette fall, for something so quickly. So that would concern me too. Like, if, as her partner, just watching how quickly she could become, not brainwashed, but just be consumed with that without question. There's no question, where she's always sometimes questioned things or like thought about things, but there doesn't seem to be that other side of it ever. She's just kind of going like full hog into everything that this place says. And that she has been kind of snippy at times, just like in past episodes about it too. So I can see why he's a little defensive about it and not sold. Yeah,
and he's definitely concerned for his wife, like any good man should be. But I don't think his justification was strong enough for him to still be as upset about this program. It's like he hasn't gone through it. He doesn't really realize. I'm just surprised of like how jaded and bitter he actually sounds towards this. He sounded very jaded about all of this. Like, what happened in your life for you to be so defensive against this program? Like, he's so adamant against it. And I'm just like wondering why.
Well, I think a lot of it too is the way she acts to him. He kind of never has a say in anything. She kind of does what she wants, and he's kind of just left to deal with her reaction to whatever, and always left to like, and now it's this. So now he's left to be like, okay, he's not any part of it. It's all her, just, what she's doing on her own. And so he's left out of it a lot. So I feel like he is kind of
helpless.
yeah,
Like
and then,
he can't do any. He doesn't have a say in whatever.
and
she
probably
does.
scared that he's worried that she could fall into this, and then that's it, And now he's kind of giving his last years to being supportive of her and being there for their baby and all this stuff, and then she may just decide with this group that she wants to be with them and doesn't need him anymore. So I'm sure he's probably having some insecurities and fears with that as well.
Oh yeah, and I'm like, we played with that idea that maybe he feels left out because Juliette for once doesn't need him. For that, he's not the emotional support that he usually is, and she has her own strength that maybe she doesn't need Avery anymore. I think we might get that in the preview also for next week. We don't know. I liked how Deacon convinced him, like, just give her more time.
Yeah.
See how this actually plays out.
Yeah, and his made sense. What he said too, just how like people in AA go through that, like that it is sometimes when you find something that you are seeing results or getting change, that that the excitement that she's feeling and kind of the rush she's getting as well, which is understandable to finally be feeling a little bit good,
Yeah, and he also said it might wear off too. You know, the luster might wear off. So it might seem like a lot right away, but then it'll eventually like come back to like a moment of stability.
Yeah.
Some stasis.
Yep. We shall see. All right, anything else from this episode?
Well, we got the return of Hallie.
Oh, yeah. And a great song with Deacon at the Bluebird.
Fantastic song. I need that on iTunes. It's like Journey Home. It sounded so good. I love the cinematography, just circling around them throughout the whole thing. It's simple and amazing as that was. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was nice seeing her again because I forgot how amazing singer she is.
Yep.
I'm so glad her ex-husband was not there.
Yeah.
Because he was pointless. But I'm glad that because Juliette did have a lot of things against Hallie. They did not part in the best of ways, and one of the things that's Juliette's going through therapy is making amends with people, and I'm glad she kind of made amends with Hallie.
But nice that Hallie was just kind of like, but kind of calling her out on it a little bit too, where it's like, I know, there was so much. I just wish that it, could be better. So.
I'm going through therapy. I'm aware.
Yeah.
I like that because Juliette does need friends too. So.
Yep.
And Hallie was great. We always loved Hallie. We didn't like the people that was in Hallie's life. But we liked Hallie.
Yeah.
She can stay.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. She can sing every week.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
I will say
on the
this-
banjo. That's all you need.
Yeah. Again, what CMT is so great at, I think each week there's always a spectacular, performance. Like the music is so,
so good.
So good.
So raw.
Yep. Yeah. Sucks you in. All right. Well, then is that it? I think that's all.
Yeah. That's it.
All right. Well, let's do a couple predictions. See what we got.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right. You got one?
It's not really a prediction, but more a wish. I think next week the boy band should cover Backstreet Boys song. But for an actual prediction, I think Will's downfall will be even worse because I was actually worried during their NSYNC performance was that he's going to make a public spectacle in front of everybody and shows just how angry he is and it's going to get to the point of unprofessionalism. But I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. Will's going to have more roid rages, and Gunner, maybe even Deacon, will have to step in because Deacon knows something about addicts and addiction and just that behavior. He might actually face Will. That'd be great.
Yeah. He's clearly having body issues, as we see him looking in the mirror. So you think there might be some sort of like danger or like a heart attack or like hurt somebody with his road rage.
His rage.
Roid, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Ooh. I think that this cult, it's still going to drive a wedge between Juliette and Avery. Yeah,
I agree.
It's getting farther apart. You can see it.
Yep. I'm going to predict, I do think at some point it is going to turn more cultish and there's going to be something that like makes us all be like, ooh, that took it too far now.
Too far. That was the breaking point.
Yeah. Something's going to happen.
Yeah. Do you think Juliette's going to eventually leave the cult then?
I think
She'll have a moment.
I do, but I think it'll be towards the end of the season. Like I think it's going to build for a while. I think it's going to take her for a bit to see. I think it has to be some sort of big event because I think this is going to pull her away from Avery for a while.
Okay. I'd like to see where this equine therapy is going with Scarlett, because this was a great storyline. Honestly, this was my favorite storyline of the episode. So I'd like to see where it goes. If it leads into the cute guy, the cute nephew that was there, what happens there? Who knows? Can't wait to see it, though.
Yep. We shall see.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for following us. Please comment. We would love to read your comments and write you back and hear what you guys are thinking about this season so far. Go on to AfterBuzz.com. We do after shows for all types of shows. So look through there if you like comedy, drama, sports. There's something on there for everybody. So try out a new show. See what somebody else. Check out some other panels and see what they have to say.
Yep.
And then follow us. And where can everybody follow you at?
Everyone can follow me online at Serafini TV.
And you can follow me at JJ Jurgens. We'll see you here again next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz y'all later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.